Hey everyone, welcome back to Did You Know? Today we're tackling a critical issue affecting us all, climate change. From rising temperatures to extreme weather events, climate change is reshaping our world and impacting our daily lives in ways you might not even realize. In this video, we'll explore what climate change is, how it directly affects our environment's health and economies, and what we can do to mitigate its effects. So let's dive in and uncover the reality of climate change.
So what exactly is climate change? It refers to long-term alterations in weather patterns, temperature, and atmospheric conditions on Earth. Historically, the Earth has gone through natural climate changes over millennia due to various factors like volcanic eruptions and solar variations. However, the rapid changes we are seeing today are primarily driven by human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas, which significantly increase the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. These greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, trap heat from the sun, leading to a warming effect known as global warming. Over the past century, the average global temperature has risen by about 1.2 degrees Celsius, and even just a slight increase can trigger severe environmental changes. One of the most apparent effects of climate change is the rise in global temperatures. Over the past century, average temperatures have increased significantly, leading to more frequent and intense heat waves. In fact, climate scientists predict that the number of extreme heat days will increase in many regions around the globe. For example, areas that were previously comfortable may become unbearably hot, crossing limits that are unsafe for human health. This phenomenon is particularly concerning for urban areas where concrete absorbs heat, leading to urban heat islands that can be several degrees hotter than surrounding rural areas. As temperatures rise, we see a corresponding increase in heat-related illnesses. Vulnerable populations, including the elderly, children, and those with pre-existing health conditions, are most at risk. Hotter temperatures can exacerbate respiratory diseases, cardiovascular problems, and lead to increased rates of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. It's essential that communities adapt to these higher temperatures by increasing access to cooling centers and public health resources to protect at-risk individuals. Climate change is also linked to an increase in extreme weather events. With warmer temperatures, hurricanes are becoming more intense, and storms are increasingly unpredictable. For example, warmer ocean waters fuel more powerful hurricanes, while rising sea levels make coastal flooding more likely during these storms. The 2020 Atlantic hurricane season was one of the busiest on record, with 30 named storms, showing how climate change contributes to the frequency and intensity of these events. Floods can devastate communities, displacing families and destroying infrastructure, homes, and livelihoods. Additionally, wildfires are also on the rise due to drier conditions and prolonged heat in many regions. For instance, California has faced a significant increase in the frequency and severity of wildfires, leading to evacuations, air quality issues, and severe impacts on local wildlife. The aftermath of these disasters can take years for communities to recover from, often leading to long-term displacement, economic hardship, and psychological trauma for affected individuals and families. Did you know that climate change is jeopardizing our food security? Changing weather patterns, including unpredictable rainfalls, prolonged droughts, and shifting growing seasons, are significantly impacting agriculture. Farmers depend on predictable weather conditions to plant and harvest crops. However, climate change is disrupting these patterns, resulting in reduced crop yields. For example, regions that were once stable for agriculture are experiencing droughts, impacting staples like wheat, rice, and corn. The reduced agricultural productivity can influence food prices, making basic staples less affordable, particularly for vulnerable populations. Additionally, livestock health is at risk due to heat stress and scarcity of feed. The United Nations estimates that by 2050, we need to increase food production by 70% to feed the growing global population. Therefore, it's crucial that farmers adapt by utilizing sustainable practices, crop diversification, and adopting innovative technologies to combat the effects of climate change on agriculture. Another alarming consequence of climate change is rising sea levels. As glaciers and ice caps melt due to higher global temperatures and as seawater expands when heated, coastal areas are increasingly threatened by flooding. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, global sea levels have risen approximately 8 inches since the late 19th century and are projected to rise even further. Many low-lying nations, such as the Maldives and parts of Bangladesh, face the grim possibility of becoming uninhabitable within decades due to rising waters. This rising sea level not only displaces entire communities, but also adversely affects freshwater supplies, leading to increased salinity in estuaries and rivers, impacting agriculture and drinking water sources. Coastal erosion and the loss of land can also cause significant economic challenges for communities that rely on tourism and fishing. Climate change is impacting our health in numerous and sometimes surprising ways. Increased air pollution from wildfires, industrial activities, and traffic can exacerbate respiratory issues, leading to a higher incidence of asthma, bronchitis, and other lung diseases. In fact, according to the World Health Organization, approximately 4.2 million premature deaths are linked to air pollution each year, a figure that is expected to rise as climate change worsens air quality. Additionally, vector-borne diseases like malaria and dengue fever are becoming more widespread due to warmer temperatures and shifting ecosystems that allow disease-carrying insects to thrive in new areas. Mental health is also a growing concern as individuals face the trauma from climate-related disasters, anxiety over unpredictable weather, and the existential threat posed by climate change. Communities experiencing recurrent natural disasters may suffer from increased rates of depression and anxiety, making mental health support essential in climate-vulnerable regions. So, what can we do about it? It's crucial that we raise awareness, reduce our carbon footprint, and advocate for policies aimed at combating climate change. Every small action counts, whether it's choosing public transport over driving, conserving energy at home, or reducing waste through recycling and composting. We also need to support renewable energy sources like solar and wind power, which can significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Governments and organizations must be held accountable for their policies, and we can support those that prioritize sustainable practices and environmental conservation. Communities can engage in local initiatives such as tree planting, creating community gardens, and organizing cleanup days. Together, we can create a collective impact that contributes to a healthier planet. Climate change is a pressing issue that affects us all, and it's essential to understand its impact on our lives. Each of us has a role to play in addressing this global crisis. We have the power to create positive change and build a more sustainable future. So let's work together to make the world a better place. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Did You Know for more insightful content. Remember, awareness is the first step toward action. What are your thoughts on climate change? Have you noticed any effects in your community? Share your experiences in the comments below. Until next time, take care, stay informed, and let's fight for our planet together.